Guess who was named the nation's hotspot for 2015 for tourism? Could we potentially have a crystal ball for what the housing market is going to do in the next 5 years? And finally, I wrap up the biggest and the most exciting news of 2014 happening in Central Florida. Hey everyone, it's Chris Grenier here with America Homes, and this is the final Coffee with Chris segment for 2014. So I hope you guys all had a fantastic year. America Homes, we just did phenomenal this year. We were able to travel all around the world once again. We expanded our office, we expanded into new territories, and we're super excited for what 2015 is going to bring. But for right now, we have a lot to talk about. So, as I mentioned in the original intro here, take a guess of who was named the nation's hotspot for 2015 for tourism. Of course, that was Orlando. Priceline.com, the world's largest, or at least America's largest internet provider for travel reasons, whether it's flight, hotel, all the bundles, everybody knows Priceline. They typically rank, who is receiving the most inquiries, the most hotel and the air reservations, and Orlando was number one. Once again, it's the world's number one tourist destination for obvious reasons, but Priceline.com, they can personally vouch for how popular Orlando really is. Other places that fell on that list were obviously Las Vegas, Miami, you have Hawaii on there, but Orlando still trumps them all. One great piece of news that I have to bring you today is the fact that the Central Florida unemployment rate has dropped once again to 5.3%, and that is the lowest it has been since 2008. Prior to the big global financial crisis when it was 5.2%. Now, the national average is 5.9% right now for unemployment. So when you factor in 0.6%, that's a pretty big number when you're talking about millions of people at once. So Orlando and Central Florida as a general is well below average right now in terms of unemployment, and that's a great thing and that's why so many people are moving here on a regular basis, and there's consistent demand for fresh new faces and new talent at all the industries that are booming in Orlando. I mentioned in the intro here, could we potentially have a crystal ball right now with what the housing market is going to do in the next 5 years? Now there's this research group in New Hampshire, actually, they're called ESRI, and they use demographic and socioeconomic details and different sources in terms of population and income to really judge on what exactly an area is going to do in the future growth. So they looked at Central Florida, and Central Florida right now has 14 areas that have a median value over $200,000, and in the next 5 years, they're forecasting that to be 34 areas that are going to have a median value over $200,000. That is a 41% increase of general good news in housing. If you're taking that many more areas that are going to move up in price, because right now the typical median price in Orlando is about $165,000. So if you're increasing the amount of $200,000 plus median values by 41% in just 5 years, that is huge news, and it's just such a great outlook for housing, and I'm certainly happy that you guys are able to take advantage of the housing market right now, because in another 5 years, it looks like it's going to cost you a pretty penny to get the exact same house. So take advantage of it now while you can. And finally, I'm going to quickly go through the biggest transformative deals happening in Central Florida, wrapping up 2014. Number one, Apple is opening a 14,000 square foot office right here in Orlando, primarily for graphic and hardware design. The world's largest, prestigious, and most recognized brand is going to have a corporate headquarters right here to supplement their retail. The 535-foot world's largest roller coaster got announced, going up on International Drive. The 485-foot high Ferris wheel on International Drive as well too is going to be right next door. The $400 million 27-story mega mall going up. It's going to have the most luxurious brands, most luxurious restaurants, and fine dining that you could possibly imagine, as well as the ice skating rink right there on I Drive. The Orlando Health Hospital is going to open another 700,000 square foot hospital going up right downtown. That's going to be a $188 million project. The Orlando Veterans Affair, that's a $300 million new hospital going up to help out our local vets. The Florida Citrus Bowl is finally completed, that $200 million expansion right there. The Orlando City Soccer Club, a 20,000 person capacity soccer stadium going right downtown Orlando. The $2 billion Interstate 4 expansion going from Tampa all the way up at Daytona is going to be primarily focused right here in downtown Orlando. Some of the huge hotels that recently opened in 2014, including the Four Seasons Resort at Disney, the 1,500 person capacity Universal Cabana Bay Resort that opened a couple months ago. It's absolutely huge. 1,500 rooms in one resort right next to Universal Studios. They are announcing a second Universal Studios 1,500 room resort going right next to Cabana Bay. So they're going to have 3,000 hotel rooms all within a walking distance to Universal Studios. And finally, the biggest transformative deal in 2014 is America Homes expansion. We just recently opened our second 2,500 square foot office right here in the major building on the 6th floor. We hired 10 new staff members with many more to come in the near future. We're going to shortly be announcing our 2015 European tour. Well, we're going to be hosting property seminars, private expos, property shows all around the world, and we certainly hope that you'll be able to join us. That's all I have for today. I'm going to be gearing up, heading up to Boston, Massachusetts to see my family, mentally preparing for some snow and some cold weather, but it's always worth it and great to see family during the holidays. So that's all I have for today. This is Chris Granier with America Homes. I hope you all have a fantastic holiday season. I certainly look forward to hearing from you soon, and I wish you all the best. Have a great new year, and I will be speaking to you and seeing you hopefully in 2015.